Hello everyone. Today I'm really glad to be joined by a celebrity, so to say, really a celebrity uh, in the Health Awards of Uganda 2025 November. He won the Health Award in innovation and also in line of pharmacists. So he has such a won a number of awards, both local and international. So, for example, the Global Student Entrepreneur Award in Pakistan, that's in February 2025, and is also the initiator of the Fight of Gold. Yeah, Fight of Gold Uganda Limited, a pharmaceutical company that may wants to fight out diseases without more of an external hand.
I'm Joel Felix Ochom. Um, I'm currently an intern pharmacist at the Gabo National Referral Hospital, following my completion of Bachelor of Pharmacy at the Great Hill, Makerere University. Of course, everyone's great. It's a pleasure to have you as my guest. Okay. And of course, this is my headquarters. And to add on, the brain behind Fighter Boy, the one of the sympathies that have been making news everywhere. So I'm the founding director and also the brain behind one of the most powerful innovations that currently have in malaria. They believe that Africa has great biodiversity that we can actually try to get, and we use as raw materials for some of these pharmaceuticals now. We import, because the latest report shows that 90% of every medicine we use as us in Africa are imported. But at Phytobol, we are aiming at being a center of excellence in innovation, the site of medicinal products, both on natural sources but also synthetic. Currently, we have one of the most known products. I think it has gotten us a number of awards, including some of which you mentioned in Pakistan, South Africa, in Kenya, and many countries. So this has been an impactful innovation that it started as something when I do in campus. So I started looking for literature. So we did the test that I needed in the drug discovery process, which included testing in your lab using plasmodium. I got plasmodium and tested it will kill the plasmodium. That's the first sign that actually this is a potential cure of malaria. Then secondly, we did the testing. The animals should be done at Central Laboratory Animal Research Facility at over with infected pets, and we healed them and our medicine. But this product, it doesn't come as only malaria treatment. It is coming as actually a very big solution, because if you look at the statistics of malaria death, you realize that of the number of people who get malaria, the 14% of people still die even when they're being given these medicines that they have. But the major problem is because of that disease, and this is where I thought I can say. So it's an upper hand in a way that it is now save the 14% of people who are dying in the man that receive with medicines of malaria. That's the big issue. Our malaria treatment. Sorry.
Now, how has been your academic journey generally? Because you've been a student and you've been able to accomplish all this. And trust me, it inspires many.
What I would say is my academic journey has been mainly driven by the strong desire for knowledge, innovation, and also to better myself. As I said, it requires someone who is permission. Me, I'm someone who actually always set myself strong midlines. I set myself tough targets. I be understanding that one, I have like maybe something I'm pushing on beyond academics, but how am I able to actually fit it within my schedule? And also it is because of something I learned. I never made that I'm only on one side in another sometimes. I try to make sure that if there are many deadlines for academic, I plan my semester usually in the holidays. Used to have like Sunday, brief holidays in between. In areas where I'm fixed academically, I feel delegates.
It's really nice, and I believe a student out there should be inspired by his story, being that you're going for academics, but at the same time you're doing something extra and something not just extra, but something big, so to say. So
usually, actually, now to add on, I know some bro might usually in everything there is one that has to be your major priority. Right now, I had the innovation and business aside. But also I made sure, since my major aim here is to ensure that my academics were my first priority, because I needed to have that DPR, and of which I'm now going to actually graduate on time, because I made it a priority while also doing other things that I love. So in cases where I was too fixed academic at it, they will get me. So it's a matter of having priorities. And the first stages when I just began, of course, what I was doing is funds intensive. It needed like inflow, making money for some of the others to be made. I faced initial challenges of actually looking for potential people who could actually donate that money. I remember when I applied to my past kind of hourly or grants for me to break through. It was called Africa Alliance for Malaria. I applied, but of course I faced the initial rejection because I didn't have much of the work. It has been validated. I didn't have the institutional test in the lab. But then when I actually did now the test, that's when I started seeing like some kind of because now it was backed up by like test it at the end of the year. So it didn't need to win like some of the other host funding, including even the prestigious Maisha University Research and Innovation Fund. The government of Uganda itself, through Ministry of Science and Technology, they are part of the sponsor that they have. They are now marking for the under Timbuktu, United Nations Development Government. We have people like GCA.
Wow, I'm inspired. So, can you help us maybe enlighten more how this innovation of yours and how we've been able to come and move this with there?
This journey started way back when I just joined the campus, because I had the idea and the map of my mind. What I had in mind initially, I wanted to come up with a PR for the cancer. So I shared this idea with actually by then one of my colleagues, I think for it was in year 4, and then also one of my lecturers. But then I liked the fact that he advised me that instead of starting from like maybe a car, quite to start or maybe a tire, maybe another science. This is where I got that knowledge and said, what are some of the simple things that they look, some of the common diseases that we can get their cure, but they are still a big problem. They still need like some papers to be done. From there, I now started composing all the work I've been compiling, and also including trying to apply for some grants here and there. But of course, the visualizations are always there. Yeah, but then I got some kind of power which will help us to first do the initial kindness in the lab. After testing that, it was, and also it actually treated the actually killed the resistant strain of the Plasmodium parasite. That's where my actually better than they done. So from then, actually that was now by around 2024. How I started coming like anytime I apply for MAS award, I'm always swimming is because of the initial kind of work to put in, and also the kind of the result they presented. So those awards now started coming actually from around 2024, around I think if I recall around July there. Because if you see most of the awards, the many awards I have, most of them are they did that kind of and July up to now. Up to the latest award, which I asked for, one of the most prestigious was in Uganda. is the hero in the Nels Award. It's one of the most prestigious thanks. I also added my up to that. There are many awards I won, but yeah, that one is very prestigious.
How can media now or live for age by now with the rapidly growing AI? Make sure we innovate and create.
Yeah, actually, that is interesting. AI has now become a very powerful tool when it comes to finding new ideas, finding information. But it shouldn't remove the fact that, of course, in every kind of innovation that comes, usually they are the negative sides. But constructive views of AI can be very powerful in a number of ways. One, for someone who is brainstorming, someone who wants to brainstorm, like to generate a number of ideas, like you can now use ChatGPT to say, which ideas can I come in the plan? At least add to you the number of many suggestions that you had at your mind. But not only that, even as currently, we can use AI to dig deep to pay information. AI has a lot of sources of information. It can combine a number of information and provide the information in real time and quickly. So AI actually, constructive use of AI is actually very impacted.
So as your instructor, I have this question that now as in COVID-19 you had Professor Owan, and you have the college. Yes, correct. But still we used to rely more on the externals. And why is it that what is it that's hard for us to trust our own people to embrace?
Well, that is actually one of, in this journey of making new medicines. What almost people as here in Africa is mainly tradition, culture that has impacted our thinking about some of these medicines from natural sources. But to give a quick recap, if you look at the medicines that are currently used today, the Coartem, the paclitaxel, it is used for cancer. 60% of every medicine that we are using today came from nature. And nature means some of them are from plants, some of them are from animals, some of them are from maybe the microbiome. But what makes this different, is the way imparted information. We as scientists, now we are trying to come up. We are trying to come up with to change the narrative in a way that once we have the medicine that we want to come up with, we try to make sure it go to every stage of drug discovery, purified. Because actually the way most of us here prepare these medicines, they can just boil the leaves and maybe take 5 liters of maybe some product. But that is not the way. The kind of environment we lived in has shown us that anything that is of plant is substandard. But when put in the right way, when tradition, the plants we use need the right science, this can be validated. We come up with the right quantities to take, not just say you take 10 liters. So if you look at the journey that I've been describing about the discovery of this medicine of ours, we got it from plants, but there's a process we got it. If you have a plant, you get the leaves. From the leaves, you will extract. Extraction usually can be by boiling, but after extracting, then you fine-tune some compounds, you further isolate. I think there's what they call separation, partition. You use maybe organic layer and a aqueous layer, and you purify the compounds that you mean. Then you quantify how many can actually kill that organism. So I think that narrative has to change in a way that even as a scientist, we should now start validating some of our herbal products or maybe products from natural sources. In this way, I think we shall gain trust from the public.
Does the cancer goal or cancer idea developing a medicine still down? Because I believe you're still young, can't debunk it.
Yeah, that is actually perfect. As I said, it has the Breathing is my dream to make something for cancer. That dream still stands in. We actually there are many ways now people are trying to come up with medicine. We have had the gene therapy, we have had a number of things that are related to immunology, blood proteins. So people even can edit someone's gene. And so some of these kind of new technologies, of course, now is the way to go for some of these cold so untreated diseases. For example, Novartis is one of the well-known industry for actually cancer therapies, chemotherapies, rapidly making immunoproteins. Some of these are coming from actually the living things. They make that from living things, or edited beans, or maybe by determined to something that from the living organism actually found to fermentation. So as I'm saying, it's actually one of the interests I've been I'm passionate about biotechnology, and to make my dream come true, of course, I'll have to, even what I think of doing, maybe if I'm to do further studies, it's regards to that. Because I've said things like pharmaceutics, this one's packaging, the product is not something that one can be done. The knowledge I have really done, but I need to actually map more on the biotechnology, and then this kind of biological application can say that I be able to attain one of the dreams that I have.
How I wish we had just like 10 brains like he's like an exactly person exactly like him, and you put them together. Uganda and Africa would be far.
This is one of the malaria drug that wake up. I think this is still it, but these were initial prototypes that they made. Usually hit those prototypes, but also we have cosmetics actually that we are trying to come up with. Cosmetic industry, this is the area that Mandin and of other products that they said that this is the spotlight product that
So we believe now in the long run, the malaria eliminated.
That is actually our markets.
Actually by next year, so you might never know, it might be given your related then product.
Exactly.
Because one, we have now gone to NDA. We are now just waiting for their go ahead so that they can allow us to actually start selling these medicines to people. Because we have done a number of studies.
Wow, as an African, I'm really inspired. We believe even the sky is never limit. And all I can say, our viewers are more inspired, Felix, with your journey. And now that you won the Heroes Award in Health, that qualifies you to be a hero.
Yeah.
In the
Sort of most prestigious another.
exactly. You are a hero in Health, Uganda as a war.
Final one I can say, we as Fight of World, we are ready actually to bring the impact to change the health narrative in Africa. We are ready to reduce the dependency of imported active pharmaceutical ingredients in Africa. And one, I want to thank Big Thinker for this kind of opportunity of me sharing naturally what can then to the community out there. It's really inspiring to me too.
We appreciate for your time, and we request you to take good care of yourselves in 2026 as you innovate and create. Care of yourselves and the Lord bless. Thank you so much.